All right. Let's call to order the joint City Council and Housing Authority meeting for September 21, being called to order at 3:28 p.m. Let us have a roll call, please. Let's have it for City Council first.
Councilmember Agajanian?
Present.
Brotman?
Here.
Najarian?
Here.
Mayor Devine? Mayor Pro Tem Kasakian?
Here. And let's have the roll call for the Housing Authority.
Authority Member Argenian?
Present.
Agajanian?
Present.
Brotman?
Here.
Devine? Najarian?
Here.
Parazian?
Here.
And Chair Kasakian.
Here. Thank you. And may we have your report, please?
The agenda for the Tuesday, September 21st, 2021 joint public meeting of the City Council and Housing Authority was posted on September 14, 2021 on a bulletin board outside City Hall.
Thank you. And can you please read the item into the record?
One would be Community Development regarding Tax Equity and Fiscal Responsibility Act public hearing for California Municipal Finance Authority proposed issuance of approximately $150 million in tax-exempt revenue bonds in support of several continuing care retirement facilities throughout California, of which an amount not to exceed $25 million will be used for Windsor Manor, a continuing care retirement facility in Glendale, and owned and operated by Human Good. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Glendale approving the issuance of approximately $150 million tax-exempt revenue bond obligations in support of Human Good and certain other matters relating thereto by the California Municipal Finance Authority.
All right. And Mr. Galanian, can we have staff's report, please?
Yes. Mayor Pro Tem Kasakian, members of City Council, and Chair Kasakian, and members of the Housing Authority. This item really is an administrative process that we have conducted in the past. I'm going to ask Peter Zolak, our Assistant Director of Community Development, to walk you through it.
Yes, Chair and Mayor Pro Tem Kasakian, members of the City Council and Housing Authority. As a member of the Joint Powers California Municipal Finance Authority, the Glendale City Council has been requested to hold a Tax Equity and Fiscal Responsibility Act public hearing, otherwise known as a TEFRA hearing, for the California Municipal Finance Authority proposed issuance of approximately $150 million in tax-exempt revenue bonds, and that is in support of several continuing care retirement senior facilities throughout California, of which an amount not to exceed $25 million will be used for Windsor Manor, which is a continuing CCR facility in Glendale. This hearing is a requirement of the IRS when dealing with the issuance of private activity bonds. The request has been made by the nonprofit sponsor and developer of Windsor Manor, Human Good. Some of you might recall Human Good was formerly known as Southern California Presbyterian Homes, located here in Glendale. While Human Good has 5 affordable senior housing projects in Glendale, Windsor Manor is a market rate senior development. So the City Council's role today is simply to hold a public hearing on the proposed issuance of the bonds. There are no fiscal impact to any of the still operating affordable housing projects that we are involved with. The City Council has held a number of TEFRA hearings in the past, both for city-related projects and private market projects for our nonprofit social service providers in town. So this is not a new activity. In fact, a little bit of a spoiler alert, the City Council will be considering another TEFRA hearing come November for our city-sponsored project with Meta Housing at 900 East Broadway. That project did receive its award of 4% tax credits and bonds, and will now be able to move forward with financing and starting construction on that. So there'll be a TEFRA hearing coming up in November for that particular item. In terms of this proposal in front of you, there is no fiscal impact to the City of Glendale associated with this TEFRA hearing or the issuance of the tax-exempt revenue bonds by CMFA. The bonds will be the sole responsibility of the borrower, and the city will have no financial responsibility or liability for the proposed project or repayment of the bonds. If needed, we do have a representative from the California Municipal Finance Authority as well as bond counsel to answer any questions that you might have. Staff is asking that the City Council open the public hearing and receive comments, if any. The Community Development Department recommends that the City Council conduct and complete the TEFRA hearing and approve the issuance of approximately up to $150 million in tax-exempt revenue bonds in support of Human Good.
All right, thank you, Mr. Zobak. Does council or the Housing Authority have any questions on this item?
Yes, I just have, not question, but to hear Mr. Zovak on issue that I thought it's kind of interesting. We have three alternatives in front of us. One is City Council may adopt a resolution approving the issuance of approximately 150 million tax exempt revenue bond obligations. And the next one is alternative two is the City Council may not adopt a resolution approving the issuance of approximately 150 million tax exempt revenue. So I asked this question, but since it was interesting, maybe someday want to hear, I asked the same question from Mr. Zovak to explain what will happen if we don't.
Yes, this was asked of us, of staff yesterday, and technically when we're preparing these reports, we must provide the council any and all alternatives that could exist with regards to the action before them. In this particular case, it may be very difficult for the city council to not adopt a resolution. The purpose of this meeting is to simply receive public comment on the proposed issuance, and then those public comments get transmitted back to the project sponsor, the bond council, the bond issuers for their evaluation. So it's very highly unusual that a city council would not adopt the resolution approving the bond issuance. But to say that it is a definite no is not possible either. So that option exists in the staff report. But again, it's very highly unusual incident that findings could be made that would a council would not approve the issuance.
All right.
Thank you. I was not suggesting, of course, that not to adopt this bond issuance of the bond is just since it was one of the alternatives. So I was curious why. We have no influence on deciding this. So we have no choice then to say we are okay with it, which I am okay with it. I'm just, I want to make sure that we have no influence on this. Or no alternative, actually. We have no alternative. We have to adopt it.
Mr. City Attorney, we have to open?
It's just, it's a public hearing, so just open and close the hearing at the appropriate time.
All right. So we'll consider this public meeting opened, and if do we have any callers on this item?
We do not have any callers on this item.
Does authority members or council have any other questions on this?
No questions or comments.
All right, then we will close the public
May I
hearing.
move the item?
Sure, there's a motion to move the resolution for city council. Is there a second? Okay, moved by Councilmember Agajanian, seconded by Councilmember Brotman. May we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Agajanian,
Yes.
Brotman,
Yes.
Najarian,
Yes.
Mayor Devine, Mayor Pro Tem Kasakian.
Yes. All right, the resolution for these tax exempt revenue bonds passes. And with that, is there a motion and a second to adjourn this joint meeting from the council?
Move for council to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn for the Housing Authority?
I'll move to adjourn for the Housing Authority.
Is there a second? Thank you. All right, both bodies stand adjourned. Okay, with that, let us have roll call for the afternoon city council meeting.
Councilmember Agajanian,
Present.
Brotman,
Here.
Najarian,
Here.
Mayor Devine, Mayor Pro Tem Kasakian.
Here, can you please read the items for closed session into the record?
We are pulling item 1A and 1C. We will be reading item 1B into the record. Conference with legal counsel pending litigation. Fu versus City of Glendale, LASC case number 20-STCV-13983.
Do you anticipate reporting out on this item?
We do anticipate reporting on this item, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay, so anticipating that we will report out on item 1B, we will now recess to closed session to return at around 6 p.m. Thank you.